Southeast Asian cuisine: pho, beef noodles, bun cha, spring rolls, hu chiu, sea-style fried noodles, nasi goreng, fried rice. Southeast Asian cuisine is known for its bold flavors, vibrant colors, and fresh ingredients. From spicy curries to savory stir-fries, the region's cuisine is a delicious and diverse mix of flavors and textures. In this article, we will explore 4 popular dishes from Southeast Asia: pho, beef noodle soup; bun cha, vermicelli noodles with grilled pork; hu chiu, stir-fried rice noodles; and nasi goreng, Indonesian fried rice. Pho is a traditional Vietnamese dish that has become popular all over the world. It is a soup made with beef broth, rice noodles, and thinly sliced beef, and is often served with fresh herbs and lime wedges. The broth is simmered for hours with spices like cinnamon, star anise, and cloves, giving it a deep and rich flavor. Pho can be customized to include different cuts of beef, and can also be made with chicken or tofu for those who prefer a vegetarian option. Bun cha is another popular Vietnamese dish that is made with vermicelli noodles, grilled pork, and fresh herbs. The pork is marinated in a mixture of fish sauce, sugar, and garlic, and is then grilled until it is tender and juicy. The noodles are served with the pork, along with a variety of fresh herbs like mint, cilantro, and basil. Bun cha is often served with fried spring rolls, cha jo, for added flavor and crunch. Hu chiu is a stir-fried rice noodle dish that is popular in many parts of Southeast Asia. It is made with thin rice noodles that are stir-fried with vegetables, meat, and a variety of sauces and spices. In the southern part of Vietnam, hu chiu is often served with a rich and savory broth, while in other parts of the region it is served dry with a sweet and spicy sauce. Nasi goreng is an Indonesian dish that is made with fried rice, vegetables, and a variety of spices and seasonings. The rice is stir-fried with ingredients like shrimp paste, chili, and soy sauce, and is often topped with a fried egg and crispy shallots. Nasi goreng is a hearty and flavorful dish that is popular throughout Indonesia and other parts of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asian cuisine is a diverse and flavorful mix of culinary traditions from countries such as Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. In this article, we will explore 4 popular dishes from this region: pad thai, stir-fried rice noodles; laksa, spicy noodle soup; tom yum, spicy shrimp soup; and banh mi, Vietnamese sandwich. Pad thai is a stir-fried rice noodle dish that is popular in Thailand. It is made with thin rice noodles, eggs, tofu, shrimp, and a variety of vegetables, and is flavored with tamarind, fish sauce, and chili. The dish is often served with crushed peanuts and lime wedges for added flavor and texture. Laksa is a spicy noodle soup that is popular in Malaysia and Singapore. It is made with a rich and savory broth that is flavored with coconut milk, curry, and a variety of spices. The soup is often served with rice noodles, shrimp, chicken, and a variety of vegetables, and is garnished with fresh herbs like cilantro and mint. Tom yum is a spicy shrimp soup that is popular in Thailand. It is made with a clear broth that is flavored with lemongrass, galangal, chili, and lime juice. The soup is often served with shrimp, mushrooms, and a variety of vegetables, and is garnished with fresh herbs like cilantro and basil. Banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich that is made with a crispy baguette that is filled with a variety of meats, vegetables, and sauces. The sandwich is often filled with grilled pork or chicken, pickled carrots and daikon, fresh herbs like cilantro, and a variety of sauces like mayonnaise and soy sauce. Southeast Asian cuisine is known for its bold flavors, fresh ingredients, and vibrant colors. In this article, we will explore 4 more popular dishes from this region: rendang, Indonesian beef curry, som tam, spicy papaya salad, Hainanese chicken rice, and satay, grilled meat skewers. Rendang is a spicy beef curry that is popular in Indonesia. It is made with tender beef that is cooked slowly in a mixture of coconut milk and spices, including turmeric, ginger, and lemongrass. The dish is often served with rice and is a staple in Indonesian cuisine. Som tam is a spicy papaya salad that is popular in Thailand. It is made with shredded green papaya, cherry tomatoes, and peanuts, and is flavored with fish sauce, lime juice, and chili. The salad is often served with sticky rice and is a refreshing and spicy dish that is perfect for hot weather. Hainanese chicken rice is a popular dish in Singapore and Malaysia. It is made with tender poached chicken that is served with fragrant rice that has been cooked in chicken broth and flavored with ginger and garlic. The dish is often served with a spicy dipping sauce and is a comforting and satisfying meal. Satay is a popular grilled meat skewer that is found throughout Southeast Asia, particularly in Indonesia and Malaysia. The skewers are typically made with chicken or beef and are marinated in a mixture of spices, including turmeric, ginger, and lemongrass. They are then grilled over an open flame and served with a spicy peanut sauce. Southeast Asian cuisine is a melting pot of flavors and influences from countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. In this article, we will explore 4 more popular dishes from the region: green curry, Thai curry, bun bo hu, spicy beef noodle soup, nasi lemak, Malaysian coconut rice, and pho bo, Vietnamese beef noodle soup. Green curry is a popular Thai dish that is made with a spicy coconut milk-based sauce, vegetables, and meat or seafood. The sauce is flavored with a variety of herbs and spices, including lemongrass, galangal, and green chilies. Green curry is often served with rice and is a flavorful and satisfying meal. Bun bo hu is a spicy beef noodle soup that is popular in central Vietnam. It is made with beef bones, lemongrass, and shrimp paste, and is flavored with chili oil and fish sauce. The soup is often served with rice noodles, beef shank, and pork hock, and is garnished with fresh herbs like mint and cilantro. Nasi lemak is a Malaysian dish that consists of coconut rice, fried anchovies, peanuts, cucumber, and a spicy sambal sauce. The dish is often served with a variety of side dishes, including fried chicken, hard-boiled eggs, and vegetables. Nasi lemak is a popular breakfast dish in Malaysia and is a flavorful and filling meal. Pho bo is a classic Vietnamese beef noodle soup that is made with a rich and savory broth, rice noodles, and thinly sliced beef. The broth is made by simmering beef bones, onions, and spices for hours, giving it a deep and rich flavor. Kuih bangkit, a typical Malaysian dessert. Kuih bangkit is a traditional Malaysian cookie that is often served as a dessert or snack during festive occasions. This delicacy is made using only a few simple ingredients, but it has a unique and delicate flavor that is loved by many Malaysians. Kuih bangkit is made primarily from tapioca flour and coconut milk. The dough is mixed with sugar, egg yolks, and a small amount of pandan leaves, which gives the cookies their distinctive green color and fragrant aroma. The dough is then shaped into small round balls or pressed into intricate molds, and then baked until they are crisp and lightly golden. Kuih bangkit is a popular snack during Chinese New Year and other festive occasions, as it is seen as a symbol of good luck and prosperity. The cookies are often given as gifts to friends and family, and are also served with tea or coffee as a sweet treat. While kuih bangkit may seem simple, the process of making these delicate cookies is actually quite labor-intensive. The dough must be mixed and shaped carefully to avoid cracking or breaking, and the cookies must be baked at a low temperature to prevent them from burning or becoming too dry. The dough must be mixed and shaped carefully to avoid cracking or breaking. And the cookies must be baked at a low temperature to prevent them from burning or becoming too dry. Despite the effort required to make kuih bangkit, this traditional Malaysian cookie remains a beloved delicacy that is enjoyed by many. Its delicate flavor and unique texture make it a perfect accompaniment to tea or coffee, and its significance in Malaysian culture makes it an important part of the country's culinary heritage. Kuih bangkit is not only a sweet treat but also a symbol of Malaysian culture and tradition. It is often associated with the Chinese New Year celebration, and people in Malaysia have been making and enjoying it for many generations. The unique texture and flavor of kuih bangkit are due to its primary ingredients, tapioca flour and coconut milk. The tapioca flour gives the cookie a light and crumbly texture, while the coconut milk adds a subtle sweetness and richness to the flavor. One of the most interesting aspects of kuih bangkit is the use of pandan leaves, which are commonly found in Southeast Asian cuisine. The leaves are crushed to extract their fragrant aroma and green color, which is then added to the cookie dough. The pandan leaves not only give the cookies a unique flavor and appearance but also have medicinal properties that are believed to be beneficial for digestion and reducing fever. Kuih bangkit is also a popular gift during the Chinese New Year celebration, as it is believed to bring good luck and prosperity. Many people in Malaysia make and share kuih bangkit with their friends and family during this festive occasion. Despite its popularity, kuih bangkit is not widely available outside of Malaysia, making it a unique and special treat for those who have the opportunity to try it. Despite its popularity, kuih bangkit is not widely available outside of Malaysia, making it a unique and special treat for those who have the opportunity to try it. It is a testament to the rich cultural heritage of Malaysia and the importance of food in shaping and preserving that heritage. Kuih bangkit is not only a beloved sweet treat but also a symbol of the intricate and diverse culinary traditions of Malaysia. This delicacy is just one of many traditional dishes and desserts that reflect the country's rich cultural heritage. In addition to the main ingredients of tapioca flour and coconut milk, kuih bangkit can also be flavored with other ingredients such as vanilla, almond, or rosewater. In addition to the main ingredients of tapioca flour and coconut milk, kuih bangkit can also be flavored with other ingredients such as vanilla, almond, or rosewater. These variations add a unique twist to the classic recipe and showcase the versatility of this traditional Malaysian cookie. Kuih bangkit is not only popular during the Chinese New Year but also during other festive occasions such as weddings and religious celebrations. It is often served alongside other traditional Malaysian desserts, such as kuih lapis and kuih talam, creating a colorful and diverse spread of sweet treats. The process of making kuih bangkit is not only labor-intensive but also requires a great deal of skill and precision. The cookies must be baked at a low temperature to prevent them from cracking or losing their delicate texture. Additionally, the use of intricate molds requires a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. Despite the challenges of making kuih bangkit, this traditional Malaysian delicacy remains a beloved part of the country's culinary heritage. Its delicate flavor and unique texture make it a perfect accompaniment to tea or coffee, and its cultural significance and symbolism make it an important part of Malaysian tradition. Its delicate flavor and unique texture make it a perfect accompaniment to tea or coffee, and its cultural significance and symbolism make it an important part of Malaysian tradition. Kuih bangkit is a testament to the importance of traditional cuisine in preserving a country's cultural heritage. This delicate and delicious cookie is not only a beloved sweet treat but also a symbol of Malaysian identity and tradition. The process of making kuih bangkit involves a great deal of skill and patience. The dough must be mixed and shaped carefully to create the perfect consistency, and the cookies must be baked for just the right amount of time to achieve their light and crumbly texture. The use of pandan leaves in kuih bangkit is a prime example of how traditional ingredients and flavors are woven into Malaysian cuisine. Pandan leaves are a staple in Southeast Asian cooking and are often used to add a fragrant aroma and unique flavor to dishes and desserts. Kuih bangkit is not only popular in Malaysia but is also gaining popularity in other countries as well. Its delicate flavor and unique texture make it a perfect accompaniment to tea or coffee, and its cultural significance and symbolism make it an important part of Malaysian tradition. Its delicate flavor and unique texture make it a perfect accompaniment to tea or coffee, and its cultural significance and symbolism make it an important part of Malaysian tradition. The popularity of kuih bangkit is a reminder of the importance of preserving traditional culinary practices and the unique flavors and ingredients that make up a country's cultural identity. As people around the world become more interested in exploring different cuisines and food cultures, it is essential to recognize and celebrate the rich heritage of dishes like kuih bangkit. Kuih bangkit is just one example of the many traditional Malaysian desserts that reflect the country's rich cultural heritage. Malaysia is home to a diverse array of culinary traditions, each with its own unique flavors, ingredients, and cooking techniques. One popular Malaysian dessert is pengat, a sweet and creamy dessert made with coconut milk, palm sugar, and a variety of ingredients such as sweet potato, banana, or glutinous rice balls. One popular Malaysian dessert is pengat, a sweet and creamy dessert made with coconut milk, palm sugar, and a variety of ingredients such as sweet potato, banana, or glutinous rice balls. Pengat is often flavored with pandan leaves or other aromatic herbs, and is a beloved dessert during festive occasions. How to make Malaysian kuih lapis pandan. Kuih lapis pandan is a traditional Malaysian dessert that is known for its beautiful layers and fragrant pandan flavor. This delicate and delicious cake is a beloved treat in Malaysia and can be made easily at home with just a few simple ingredients and some careful preparation. To make kueh lapis pandan, you will need ingredients such as rice flour, sugar, coconut milk, and pandan juice. The pandan juice is made by blending fresh pandan leaves with water and then straining the mixture to extract the fragrant and flavorful juice. To begin, mix the rice flour, sugar, and coconut milk together in a bowl until a smooth batter is formed. Add the pandan juice to the mixture and stir until the batter is evenly green in color. It is important to note that the batter should be quite thick and not too runny, as this will affect the final texture of the cake. Next, pour a thin layer of the batter into a greased baking pan and bake in a preheated oven until the layer is just set. Repeat this process, adding thin layers of batter on top of each other until all of the batter is used up. Each layer should be baked until just set before adding the next layer. Once all of the layers are baked, allow the cake to cool completely before slicing and serving. The cake can be served as is or with a dusting of powdered sugar or a drizzle of sweetened condensed milk. While making kueh lapis pandan can be a time-consuming process, it is a labor of love that results in a beautiful and delicious dessert that is sure to impress. This traditional Malaysian cake is not only a delicious treat but also a symbol of the country's rich culinary heritage and the importance of preserving traditional culinary practices. Kueh lapis pandan is a labor-intensive but rewarding dessert to make, and its beautiful layers and aromatic pandan flavor make it a popular treat in Malaysia. Here are some additional tips and tricks to help you make the perfect kueh lapis pandan. Use a greased baking pan. To ensure that each layer of the cake comes out easily and cleanly, make sure to grease your baking pan generously with butter or cooking spray before adding the batter. Measure carefully. Accurate measurements are crucial to the success of this dessert. Use a kitchen scale to weigh out the ingredients, especially the rice flour, which can be tricky to measure accurately by volume. Chill the batter. Some bakers recommend chilling the batter for a few hours before baking to help the layers set more firmly and reduce the risk of the layers separating. Use a flat-bottomed pan. A flat-bottomed pan will help ensure that each layer of the cake is evenly cooked and set. Bake at the right temperature. Kueh lapis pandan is typically baked at a low temperature, around 160 to 170 degrees Celsius, to prevent the layers from browning too quickly and to allow each layer to set properly. By following these tips, you can create a stunning kueh lapis pandan that is sure to impress your friends and family. This traditional Malaysian dessert is a testament to the importance of preserving cultural heritage through food, and it is a delicious and beautiful treat that is sure to delight anyone who tries it. In addition to the tips mentioned above, there are a few other things to keep in mind when making kueh lapis pandan. Use fresh pandan leaves. Fresh pandan leaves will give your cake the best flavor and aroma. If you can't find fresh pandan leaves, you can use pandan extract, but the flavor won't be as rich. Strain the batter. To ensure that your batter is smooth and free of lumps, strain it through a fine mesh sieve before baking. Be patient. Making kueh lapis pandan is a time-consuming process, but it's important not to rush it. Allow each layer to set properly before adding the next one, and resist the urge to turn up the oven temperature to speed up the process. Experiment with colors and flavors. While pandan is the traditional flavor for quail lapis, you can also experiment with other flavors, such as chocolate or vanilla. You can also add food coloring to create a rainbow effect or to match the colors of a special occasion. Serve at room temperature. Quail lapis pandan is best served at room temperature, so allow it to cool completely before slicing and serving. By following these additional tips, you can make a delicious and visually stunning quail lapis pandan that is sure to impress. Whether you're making it for a special occasion or just as a treat for yourself, this traditional Malaysian dessert is a delicious and beautiful way to celebrate the country's rich culinary heritage. Quail lapis pandan is a traditional Malaysian dessert that is not only delicious but also visually stunning. The intricate layers of green and white make it a perfect centerpiece for any special occasion. Here are a few more tips to help you make the best quail lapis pandan. Use a sharp knife. A sharp knife is essential for slicing the cake cleanly without squishing the layers. Dip the knife in hot water and wipe it dry between cuts to make it easier to slice. Store properly. Quail lapis pandan can be stored at room temperature for up to 3 days, but it's best to wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or aluminum foil to prevent it from drying out. You can also store it in the refrigerator for up to a week. Freeze for later. Quail lapis pandan also freezes well. Slice it into portions and wrap each slice tightly in plastic wrap before freezing. To thaw, let it come to room temperature before serving. Make it ahead of time. Quail lapis pandan can be made ahead of time and kept in the refrigerator or freezer until ready to serve. This makes it a great option for entertaining or for bringing to a potluck. Enjoy with tea or coffee. Quail lapis pandan is traditionally served with tea or coffee, but it can also be enjoyed on its own as a sweet treat. By following these tips, you can create a beautiful and delicious quail lapis pandan that is sure to impress. This traditional Malaysian dessert is a testament to the importance of preserving cultural heritage through food. And it is a delicious and visually stunning treat that is sure to delight anyone who tries it. Quail lapis pandan is a popular Malaysian dessert that requires a bit of skill and patience to make, but the end result is worth the effort. Here are a few more tips to help you master this delicious dessert. Use a non-stick pan. A non-stick pan will make it easier to remove each layer of the cake without sticking or tearing. If you don't have a non-stick pan, make sure to grease your pan well before adding the batter. Be gentle when spreading the batter. When spreading each layer of batter, be gentle to avoid disturbing the previous layer. Use a spatula or the back of a spoon to spread the batter evenly. Add coconut cream for extra richness. For an extra rich and indulgent quail lapis pandan, you can substitute some of the coconut milk with coconut cream. Use a pastry brush for even layers. To ensure that each layer of cake is even and uniform, use a pastry brush to spread a thin layer of batter over the previous layer. Instructions on how to decorate cakes beautifully and professionally. Decorating a cake can be a fun and rewarding experience, but it can also be a bit intimidating if you're not sure where to start. With a few simple techniques and some practice, you can learn how to decorate a beautiful and professional looking cake that is sure to impress your friends and family. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you get started. Choose your cake. Before you can start decorating, you need to choose your cake. You can either bake your own cake or buy a pre-made one. Make sure the cake is completely cooled before you begin decorating. Choose your frosting. The next step is to choose your frosting. You can use buttercream, cream cheese frosting, whipped cream, or any other frosting that you like. Make sure the frosting is at room temperature before you begin decorating. Prepare your frosting. If you're making your own frosting, make sure to follow the recipe carefully to ensure that it has the right consistency. If the frosting is too thick, you can add a bit of milk or cream to thin it out. If it's too thin, you can add more powdered sugar to thicken it. Frost your cake. Once your frosting is ready, it's time to frost your cake. Use a spatula or a frosting knife to spread the frosting evenly over the top and sides of the cake. Make sure the frosting is smooth and even. Add decorations. Now it's time to add your decorations. You can use piping bags and tips to create intricate designs, or you can use simple tools like a fork or a spoon to create texture. You can also use fresh fruit, candies, or sprinkles to add color and texture to your cake. Practice piping. If you're using piping bags and tips, it's a good idea to practice on a piece of parchment paper first. This will help you get a feel for the pressure and the angle that you need to use to create different designs. Use different colors. Don't be afraid to use different colors when decorating your cake. You can use food coloring to tint your frosting, or you can use different colors of fondant to create shapes and designs. Use a turntable. Using a turntable can make it easier to decorate your cake, as it allows you to rotate the cake as you work. Use a turntable. Using a turntable can make it easier to decorate your cake, as it allows you to rotate the cake as you work. This can help you get even coverage and create smooth lines. Be patient. Decorating a cake can be a time-consuming process, so it's important to be patient and take your time. Don't rush or try to do too much at once. Take breaks if you need to, and enjoy the process. By following these tips, you can create a beautiful and professional-looking cake that is sure to impress. Whether you're making a cake for a special occasion or just for fun, decorating it can be a rewarding and enjoyable experience. Cake decorating is an art form, and there are many techniques and tools that you can use to create beautiful and intricate designs. Here are a few more tips to help you take your cake decorating skills to the next level. Use a cake comb. A cake comb is a tool that can be used to create textured designs on the side of your cake. Simply run the comb along the side of the cake to create a pattern. Experiment with different piping tips. There are many different piping tips available, each of which creates a different design. Experiment with different piping tips. There are many different piping tips available, each of which creates a different design. Try using different tips to create flowers, stars, or other shapes. Use edible glitter. Edible glitter is a fun way to add sparkle and shine to your cake. You can sprinkle it over the frosting or use it to create a more intricate design. Use stencils. Stencils can be used to create intricate designs on your cake. Simply place the stencil over the cake and use a small spatula to spread frosting over the stencil. Use fresh flowers. Fresh flowers can be a beautiful and elegant way to decorate your cake. Make sure to use flowers that are safe to eat, and avoid using flowers that have been sprayed with pesticides. Use edible markers. Edible markers can be used to draw designs directly onto the frosting of your cake. Use edible markers. Edible markers can be used to draw designs directly onto the frosting of your cake. This is a great way to add personalized messages or designs to your cake. Use a cake topper. A cake topper can be a fun and easy way to decorate your cake. You can use a simple topper like a figurine or choose a more elaborate option like a custom-made cake topper. Use fondant. Fondant is a versatile decorating material that can be used to create intricate designs and shapes. You can use fondant to cover your cake or to create 3D decorations like flowers or animals. Use a cake leveler. A cake leveler is a tool that can be used to create even layers in your cake. This is especially useful if you're making a layered cake. By following these tips, you can take your cake decorating skills to the next level and create beautiful and professional-looking cakes. Whether you're making a cake for a special occasion or just for fun, decorating it can be a fun and rewarding experience. Cake decorating is a fun and creative process that requires both skill and patience. If you're looking to take your cake decorating skills to the next level, here are a few more tips to help you create beautiful and professional-looking cakes. Chocolate fondant, a typical French dessert. Chocolate fondant is a classic French dessert that has become a popular indulgence all over the world. This decadent dessert is a small chocolate cake with a gooey, melted center that oozes out when you cut into it. Here is everything you need to know about this delicious dessert. History of chocolate fondant. The chocolate fondant, also known as a molten chocolate cake or a lava cake, was created in France in the 1980s by chef Michel Braz. The dessert quickly became a hit in France and eventually spread to other parts of the world. Today, it is a staple on the dessert menus of many French restaurants and is a favorite of chocolate lovers everywhere. Ingredients. To make a chocolate fondant, you will need the following ingredients: dark chocolate, butter, sugar, eggs, flour. Optional ingredients include vanilla extract, salt, and instant espresso powder. Preparation. To make a chocolate fondant, You will need to melt the chocolate and butter together in a double boiler. In a separate bowl, whisk the eggs and sugar together until light and fluffy. Add the melted chocolate and butter to the egg mixture and mix until well combined. Then, add the flour and any optional ingredients and mix until just combined. Next, pour the batter into greased ramekins and bake in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. The cakes should be firm around the edges but still soft in the center. To serve, carefully remove the cakes from the ramekins and place them on a plate. Dust with powdered sugar and serve with whipped cream or ice cream. Variations. While the classic chocolate fondant is made with dark chocolate, there are many variations of this dessert that incorporate different flavors and ingredients. Some popular variations include white chocolate fondant, raspberry chocolate fondant, salted caramel chocolate fondant, Nutella chocolate fondant. Each variation adds its own unique twist to the classic dessert, making it even more delicious and indulgent. Chocolate fondant is also known as a molten chocolate cake or a lava cake. The dessert is believed to have been created by chef Jean-Georges Vongerichten in the 1980s. The key to a good chocolate fondant is the timing. The cake should be cooked just enough to form a crust on the outside but still be molten on the inside. Chocolate fondant can be served with a variety of accompaniments, such as ice cream, whipped cream, or fruit. The dessert has become so popular that it is now available in many supermarkets and can be found in frozen food aisles. The dessert can be made with different types of chocolate, such as milk chocolate, dark chocolate, or white chocolate. Chocolate fondant is a versatile dessert that can be served in many different ways. It can be shaped into different forms or decorated with fruit, nuts, or other toppings. The dessert is often served in high-end restaurants and is considered a luxurious dessert. Chocolate fondant is a dessert that has stood the test of time and remains a favorite among dessert enthusiasts. Here are some additional interesting facts about this delicious dessert. Chocolate fondant is often served warm, straight out of the oven. This is when it is at its most delicious and gooey. The dessert is considered a high-end dessert due to its rich and luxurious nature. Chocolate fondant is also a popular dessert choice for Valentine's Day and other romantic occasions. The dessert can be made with a variety of flavors, such as orange, peppermint, or hazelnut. Chocolate fondant can be made in advance and stored in the fridge until needed. Simply reheat in the oven or microwave to warm it up. The dessert has become so popular that there are now pre-made mixes available that make it easy to bake at home. Chocolate fondant is a great dessert to serve with a glass of red wine, as it complements the flavors of the chocolate. In addition to these interesting facts, it's worth noting that chocolate fondant is a dessert that requires a bit of skill to make. Getting the timing and temperature just right is key to achieving the perfect molten center. However, with a little practice and patience, anyone can master the art of making this delicious dessert. Chocolate fondant can be made with different types of flour, such as almond flour, to make it gluten-free. The dessert can also be made with alternative sweeteners, such as honey or maple syrup, for a healthier option. Chocolate fondant is a perfect dessert to serve during the winter months when warm, comforting desserts are preferred. Chocolate fondant is a perfect dessert to serve during the winter months when warm, comforting desserts are preferred. The dessert is often served with a dusting of cocoa powder or chocolate shavings for added texture and flavor. To ensure a perfect molten center, it's important to use high-quality chocolate that has a high cocoa content. The dessert can be made in a variety of shapes, such as heart-shaped molds for Valentine's Day. Chocolate fondant can also be made in larger sizes, such as a cake, for a special occasion. The dessert can be paired with a variety of beverages, such as coffee or hot chocolate, for a complete dessert experience. Chocolate fondant is a great make-ahead dessert for dinner parties. How to make basbousa of Eastern Europe and the Middle East. Basbousa is a traditional Middle Eastern dessert that is popular in many countries throughout the region, including Egypt, Lebanon, and Turkey. This sweet semolina cake is soaked in a sugar syrup and often topped with nuts, coconut, or cream. Here's everything you need to know about making this delicious dessert. Ingredients: 2 cups semolina, ½ cup sugar, ½ cup desiccated coconut, ½ cup unsalted butter, melted, ½ cup milk, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 cup sliced almonds, for topping, 1/4 cup pistachios, for topping. For the syrup: 1 cup sugar, 1 cup water, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 tablespoon rose water. Instructions: preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. In a large bowl, mix together the semolina, sugar, coconut, melted butter, milk, baking powder, baking soda, and salt until well combined. Pour the mixture into a greased 9 by 13-inch baking dish and smooth out the top. Bake the cake for 25 to 30 minutes, or until it is golden brown and the toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. While the cake is baking, prepare the syrup by combining the sugar, water, lemon juice, and rose water in a small saucepan over medium heat. Bring the mixture to a boil, stirring constantly to dissolve the sugar. Reduce the heat and simmer the syrup for 10 to 15 minutes, or until it has thickened slightly. Remove the cake from the oven and pour the syrup over the top, making sure to cover the entire surface. Allow the cake to cool for at least 30 minutes before topping with sliced almonds and pistachios. Cut the cake into small squares and serve with a dollop of whipped cream or a scoop of ice cream, if desired. To make the cake more moist, add ½ cup of yogurt or buttermilk to the batter. Basbousa can be made with different types of sugar, such as honey or maple syrup, for a healthier option. The cake can also be made with different types of flour, such as almond flour or coconut flour, for a gluten-free option. Basbousa can be flavored with different extracts, such as almond or orange, for added depth of flavor. The cake can be made in individual muffin tins for a cute and portable dessert option. For a festive touch, add food coloring to the syrup to create a colorful and visually stunning dessert. Basbousa can be made with different types of nuts, such as pecans or walnuts, for added crunch and texture. The dessert can also be made with a cream cheese frosting for added creaminess and richness. To make the cake more festive, cut it into different shapes using cookie cutters, such as hearts or stars. The cake can be served warm or cold, depending on your preference. To add a fruity twist to the cake, add chopped dried fruits such as apricots, figs, or dates to the batter before baking. Basbousa can be made with a variety of spices, such as cinnamon, nutmeg, or cloves, for added warmth and depth of flavor. The syrup can be made with different types of sweeteners, such as agave nectar or honey, for a healthier option. For a vegan option, the butter can be substituted with coconut oil and the milk with a plant-based milk, such as almond or soy milk. Basbousa can be served with a dollop of Greek yogurt or whipped cream for added richness and creaminess. For a unique twist, try adding a layer of chocolate or Nutella spread between 2 layers of basbousa batter before baking. The cake can be made in a bundt or tube pan for a different presentation. To add a zesty kick, add lemon or orange zest to the syrup. Basbousa can be served with a hot cup of tea or coffee for a perfect dessert pairing. The cake can be decorated with edible flowers or fresh fruit for added color and visual appeal. Basbousa can be made with different types of nuts, such as cashews, hazelnuts, or macadamia nuts, for added flavor and texture. The cake can be made with a combination of semolina and all-purpose flour for a lighter texture. For a decadent touch, add a layer of cream cheese frosting or chocolate ganache to the top of the cake. Basbousa can be made with different types of fruit, such as pears or apples, for added sweetness and flavor. The syrup can be infused with different herbs, such as mint or lavender, for added depth of flavor. Basbousa can be made with different types of cheese, such as ricotta or cream cheese, for added creaminess and richness. The cake can be served with a scoop of ice cream, such as vanilla or pistachio, for a delicious and indulgent dessert experience. For a festive touch, add edible gold leaf or silver leaf to the top of the cake. Basbousa can be made in a slow cooker or instant pot for a hands-off dessert option. The cake can be made with different types of liquid, such as coconut milk or orange juice, for added flavor and moisture. Basbousa can be made with a combination of semolina and almond flour for a nutty and gluten-free option. The cake can be made with different types of oils, such as vegetable or olive oil, for a healthier option. For a tropical twist, add shredded coconut or chopped pineapple to the batter before baking. Basbousa can be made with different types of sweeteners, such as brown sugar or honey, for added flavor and complexity. The syrup can be made with different types of fruit juice, such as pomegranate or grapefruit, for added tartness and flavor. Basbousa can be made with different types of spices, such as ginger or cardamom, for added warmth and depth of flavor. The cake can be made with different types of yogurt, such as Greek or coconut yogurt, for added creaminess and tanginess. For a festive touch, add edible flowers or silver dragées to the top of the cake. Basbousa can be made in a pressure cooker for a quick and easy dessert option. The cake can be served with a drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon for added sweetness and flavor. Basbousa can be made with different types of milk, such as almond or coconut milk, for a dairy-free option. Panforte, a typical Italian dessert. Panforte is a traditional Italian dessert that originated in the city of Siena. This delicious treat is a dense, chewy cake that is packed with nuts, dried fruit, and spices. Here's everything you need to know about making this classic Italian dessert. Ingredients: 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup honey, ½ cup almonds, chopped, ½ cup hazelnuts, chopped, ½ cup candied orange peel, chopped, ½ cup candied lemon peel, chopped, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, ½ teaspoon ground nutmeg, ½ teaspoon ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon ground black pepper, powdered sugar for dusting. Instructions: preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius. In a large bowl, mix together the flour, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and black pepper until well combined. In a small saucepan, heat the honey over low heat until it is warm and runny. Add the chopped nuts and candied fruit to the flour mixture and stir to combine. Pour the warm honey over the nut and fruit mixture and stir until well coated. Grease a 9-inch cake pan with butter or cooking spray. Pour the mixture into the prepared pan and smooth out the top with a spatula. Bake for 35 to 40 minutes, or until the top is golden brown and the edges are slightly crispy. Remove the pan from the oven and let the panforte cool completely before removing it from the pan. Dust the top of the panforte with powdered sugar and cut it into small wedges to serve. Panforte can be made with different types of nuts, such as pistachios, pecans, or cashews, for added flavor and texture. To make the cake more festive, add a sprinkle of edible gold or silver dust to the top before serving. Panforte can be made with different types of dried fruit, such as figs, cherries, or cranberries, for added sweetness and chewiness. For a gluten-free option, use almond flour or gluten-free all-purpose flour in place of the all-purpose flour. Panforte can be made with different types of honey, such as chestnut honey or lavender honey, for added complexity and depth of flavor. To make the cake more indulgent, add a layer of dark chocolate to the top before serving. Panforte can be made with different types of spices, such as ginger or allspice, for added warmth and flavor. For a vegan option, use maple syrup or agave nectar in place of the honey. Panforte can be made in individual portions, such as muffin tins, for a cute and portable dessert option. To make the cake more moist, add a tablespoon of olive oil or melted butter to the batter before baking. Pan forte can be made with different types of candied fruit, such as citron or pineapple, for added sweetness and flavor. To make the cake more festive, add a pinch of ground cloves or nutmeg to the powdered sugar dusting. Pan forte can be made with different types of flour, such as spelt flour or rice flour, for a healthier option. For a crunchier texture, add a handful of toasted sesame seeds or pumpkin seeds to the batter before baking. Pan forte can be made with different types of liqueur, such as amaretto or Kahlua, for added flavor and richness. To make the cake more fragrant, add a teaspoon of orange blossom water or rose water to the honey mixture. Pan forte can be made with different types of sugar, such as brown sugar or coconut sugar, for added depth of flavor. For a festive touch, add a sprinkle of red and green candied cherries to the top before serving. Pan forte can be served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or a dollop of whipped cream for added creaminess and indulgence. To make the cake more decadent, add a handful of chopped dark chocolate to the batter before baking. Pan forte can be made with different types of dried fruit, such as apricots, dates, or prunes, for added sweetness and texture. To make the cake more flavorful, add a pinch of ground cardamom or anise to the honey mixture. Pan forte can be made with different types of nuts, such as macadamia nuts or pine nuts, for added richness and crunch. For a healthier option, use coconut oil or avocado oil in place of butter when greasing the cake pan. Pan forte can be made with different types of chocolate, such as milk chocolate or white chocolate, for added creaminess and sweetness. To make the cake more colorful, add a handful of chopped candied ginger or rainbow sprinkles to the batter before baking. Pan forte can be made with different types of liquor, such as rum or brandy, for added flavor and complexity. For a vegan option, use maple syrup or brown rice syrup in place of honey and coconut oil in place of butter. Pan forte can be made with different types of spice blends, such as pumpkin spice or chai spice, for added warmth and depth of flavor. Pan forte can be made with different types of spice blends, such as pumpkin spice or chai spice, for added warmth and depth of flavor. To make the cake more festive, decorate the top with edible flowers or gold leaf. Pan forte can be made with different types of honey, such as acacia honey or heather honey, for added sweetness and depth of flavor. To make the cake more aromatic, add a teaspoon of ground fennel or coriander to the flour mixture. Pan forte can be made with different types of dried berries, such as blueberries or cranberries, for added tartness and chewiness. For a festive touch, add a sprinkle of ground candy canes or peppermint extract to the honey mixture. Pan forte can be made with different types of liqueur-soaked fruit, such as raisins or figs, for added richness and complexity. To make the cake more savory, add a pinch of sea salt or black pepper to the batter before baking. Pan forte can be made with different types of flour blends, such as almond flour and coconut flour, for a gluten-free option. Pan forte can be made with different types of flour blends, such as almond flour and coconut flour, for a gluten-free option.